It's it's 2 p.m. right now in Portugal.
Oh, so we're very early then.
I did not know it.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Hurdy Gurdy Café, an hour of interviews, music, and camaraderie. I'm Ryan, and I'll be your host along this crazy adventure through the land of the wheel fiddle. So strap in, and let's see what's cranking in the Hurdy Gurdy community today. So welcome back everyone to the Hurdy Gurdy Cafe podcast. This is season 2, and I believe that we are on episode 8. And we have a very special guest with us today,
Ruben Monteiro.
Yes, and as always, we have with us Sergio Gonzalez. Thank you for being here, Sergio.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, and before we get started with our interview today, we're going to listen to one of the tracks that Ruben mentioned for us, and it's Albaluna, and it's Palimpsestus. Is correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a listen to kick off the podcast.
Lançar aos céus seda de véu turquesa.
Ordenando só a marcha valente.
welcome back again to the second season of the Hurdy Gurdy Café podcast. And as we get started, I'm just kind of curious, what made you pick this track? Why did you want to feature this one during our time together today? It's a wonderful, amazing track.
Nice band.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the invitation, and thank you. It's an honor being a part of this, I feel very, very happy for this. So this track is actually one of my, I think it was the last composition that I made for Hurdy Gurdy. So I think it's my most recent work with as a composer for Hurdy Gurdy. And this was a big challenge to compose, to record, and now to play it the entire piece. It's really it's not easy to play it.
You're right.
For me, it's not easy. So the composition was inspired firstly by a 9/8 bar traditional rhythm. The name is Katsivelikos.
Katsivelikos.
So and then somehow I tried different ways of approaching this rhythm, okay, and that's how I start to build all the melodies. Well, somehow in the middle of the song I forget this more pure Katsivelikos style, and I changed and different kinds of
of 9. Yeah,
it's different ways of using the 9 with different in a different way, and different modes, and well, so I think it's a big journey for me. As a composer and also as a Hurdy Gurdy player, and I'm very happy with this composition because I made it in a very special moment. It was at the beginning of this lockdown. I was very, I think me and all the world, but I was very shocked, and it was a very depressed moment in my life, So this song just appeared as a therapy, like every day I just came here to the studio. I need to finish my Katsivelikos, I need to finish this composition, and let's do this. And I'm a huge fan not only of ethnic and traditional music, but a lot of heavy metal, like Metallica and Tool, Opeth. This kind of progressive metal or progressive rock band. So I tried to somehow gather all these things. So it was like a therapy for me. And I wasn't expecting that this song just appeared in this album. So that's why I choose this track. This is very emotional for me, and in many different ways. So, I think it was, and it's my band. It's like my main band. Actually, this was also a very dramatic moment for the band because we practically live from the activities with the band. So I think was the best way of starting this.
Oh, well, quick question: do you have sheet music for that tune, or would I have to learn it by ear if I want to learn it?
Actually, I have. Actually,
send it over. Yes.
I will send it. This is a fail from my side because I asked to know if the people in different blogs and forum and Facebook groups. I asked, do you want the sheet music? And the people said, yeah, please send it. And I never sent it. I need to finish. The sheet music is written, but I need to to organize the PDF and so on, and it's not beautiful, I need to arrange it. Okay. But I will send it, of course, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have this interest from your side to play the song.
Well, completely. I mean, Sergio introduced me to your music, and the more I listened to it, I always really loved Efren Lopez's work, and listening to the stuff that you're doing, I'm thinking, I don't know, I love the heavier aspect of what you're doing, because I also like Tool and Metallica and those kinds of groups. So I like the prog rock, and you've got another band though, don't you? That does, don't you do like prog Oh yeah, the progressive metal.
Yeah.
Dukkha, is that how you pronounce that? And is that like suffering in Buddhism, or does that mean something else?
Yeah, it's actually this band Dukkha appeared because I started my musical journey when I was very young with classical music, classical guitar. I studied in a conservatory, classical guitar and so on. But I was very young when I started my first metal band, you know. And a lot of people here in my town and here in Portugal, they know me because of metal and the electric guitar and so on. And there was a moment where I just fall in love with this traditional world music scene, and I just quit totally from the guitar, and I just go deep in the balama, Turkish balama, oud and Hurdy Gurdy. And there was a moment I was like, oh my God, I forgot my guitars. I know it's not. I need to join all my compositions for metal, and I want to record it. And at that point, I joined my friends here from my hometown, and we recorded that album. And we just played like, I don't know, 10 times live during all these years. So it's not actually an active band, but this is actually my progressive rock. Side working somehow.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
So nice.
Only guitar.
What was the moment? What was the trigger actually that made you like forget about metal and go into balama? It was
Actually, it
discovered or
you were talking about Efren Lopez, you know.
Yes.
It's like a brother. It's like a big friend, and I don't have words to describe this friendship. But actually, this is a very beautiful story. I study archaeology, and I worked as a here in Lisbon. I study archaeology, and I worked 1 or 2 years on this. And during my academic studies at the university, I went to the university to study the Vikings. You know, I was completely focused on, and I wanted to study the Vikings. And my friends always called, "Oh, you're the Viking." So, and I went to the university, and I was a little bit sad because most of the studies of all the disciplines and so on were about Iberian Peninsula, Portugal and Spain. So and there is not too much about Vikings here. They came here a few times, but not like a big thing. So, but the Muslim world and the Muslim and the Arab cultures and so on, and the Sephardic legacy and all those stuff was very strong. So, and all the disciplines were about this, you know, like, you know, the Sephardics and the Muslims and the Arabs and blah 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 blah. And suddenly I started to study. How can I say in English? It's Muslim medieval archaeology, something like this. And
okay,
my mind just and my mind just was like, wow, this is the thing, you know. And suddenly I started to all this heritage, you know, like I visited a lot of places here in Portugal and in Spain that have this kind of heritage and so on. And I was excavating in the south of Portugal in Algesur. It was a very big fortress with a lot of mosques and so on. And I was completely deep, you know. But I was a musician, and I was playing metal at that time, and I was like a kind of I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I need music for this, you know, for this world. I don't know, something.
Wow.
And suddenly my uncle he just showed me Greek bouzouki. And I was, wow, what a beautiful instrument. So what I did was I started to learn bouzouki, and I started to play kind like everybody like play metal with bouzouki, you know, like this. Everybody does. And I was no. This is not. I don't like this thing. This is not my thing. I want to know more about bouzouki. So I started to search and search. And this was like, I think 2008 or 2007. I think many years ago. And somehow I just found Lam de Foc. You know.
Oh, Lam de Foc.
You know,
for those of you that don't know, is the old band from a friend. Yes.
Yeah, I just found this, and it was like, oh my God, what is this? This is really heavy. This is really dark. This is wow. And I can't play this kind of music with my guitar, you know. And this is how everything started. And you know, as a music addicted, you know, like I am, I just start to search everything about Afghan rhubarb and what is oud, what is balama, what is Hurdy Gurdy, and what is everything. So I think Lambda Folk for me was my opening my eyes, you know. Then it was a very strange world for me, you know. It was like,
of course, everything was new, right? Like, ooh,
yes,
a lot of streams, a lot of modal, yeah. Like
so, and the YouTube was very, how can I say, it was very rude, you know. There was nothing on YouTube. Like I think at that time was MySpace that was the king of the, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
So I remember to find Lambda Folk MySpace, then Efren, then Mara, and so on and so on. And okay, that's how I think everything started. So I started to join money to I want to buy oud, okay, because I think was the most affordable instrument, I think. So I just bought the worst oud in the world, of course, and I still had some money at the time, and I tried to find Afghan rhubarb also. So I bought an Afghan rhubarb, very bad also. Everything was bad. Even me, I was everything. But I had that will, you know. I really wanted. Then that's how I changed. But I never quit being a metal guy, you know, like always, you know. This is like I know people who actually follow the same way, you know, like they love metal, but they just play this kind of music, and then oh no, I don't like metal anymore. But I think for me, no, it's like I live between, you know, always. So at that point was like Lambda Folk, Opeth, Efren Lopez, Metallica. I don't know, like my when I was driving in my car, those were my main influences, you know. And then I think that that's how I started, and then I meet Efren, of course, and then everything became serious, you know. And I started to develop my skills and so on with these instruments, as I developed before with the electric guitar, because I studied electric guitar very seriously. I took it very seriously with a very well-known Portuguese master, was Gonçalo Pereira. He's one of the best guitar players that was.
He's great, really.
Yeah, that ever lived here in Portugal. So I started to look at these instruments, not as a freak, you know. Oh, I play this is a different instrument.
Exotic,
so
right? Yeah. This happens a lot. I play this.
I hate that. This is something that I really hate, you know.
Yeah.
And I started to develop I went to Efren, I went to Ross Daly, I went to Turkey with many teachers to learn balama and so on. And that's how the things suddenly just make sense.
Well,
it's life for me.
I mean, that the way that's what I love about your music is that, number one, you're not using it as a prop like you say, and the Hurdy Gurdy, I've always thought, like, what you're doing, the Hurdy Gurdy sounds awesome with drums like that, with the bass like that. I mean, the way you do it, in my mind, that's what I want to hear.
Great. So. I feel very happy to know that, you know, because I don't know how you feel about this, but I think most of the times what I feel in my kind of work and in my world, I feel very alone in this. This is very introspective work, you know what I mean? Like, because I was thinking, I'm thinking many times about this, that well, am I doing the right thing, you know? Like, I love to learn the how the instruments really are, you know. But what I love is to also humbly, okay, to add something more, you know. It's not that I believe that I'm special or something like that. No, it's the opposite. This is music. It's something very strong in my life, and I live for this. So I think I can give something, always something new to the things that I learn, because I have also my past and my own my own path. So and what I love to do is Balama, Oud, Khabab, Hurdy Gurdy, they have their past, you know what I mean, their culture, their everything. So we meet together, you know. I don't want to be just like a good player. Well, there are millions of amazing players of everything. You know, I don't want to be the best. I want to give something of my idea. My ideas. I don't know.
Yeah.
So and as I was telling you, I really love progressive rock. It's something that it's always present in my daily routine, and so I think this is a thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
but most of the times I don't know what guys who play the Hurdy Gurdy also more traditionally. How would they accept this? I'm not worried with that. Actually, but I would lie if I would say, oh, I don't care. No, of course you care, because you create music for yourself that you like. But I think it's cool when other guys accept it also and they enjoy.
Yeah,
because I think this. Other way, you would record songs just for you to put on your iPhone and listen music alone. You want to share, so it's important to know that other guys that also play the Hurdy Gurdy say, okay, I like your song.
But so Sergio, you being more of a traditional player, what do you think?
Yeah, tradition. What? I also have a balama. I also have a rubab. I started studying makams with Ruben, and so I am very deep into this music. I also love a friend's music, Ross, Kelly. I'm studying with Kelly Thoma, the very good lira player. So I am into this. This is my kind of music too. You cannot ask me.
Well, how did you two meet? How do you two know each other?
Actually,
good question.
Was the faith, like the destiny, like Facebook and all those things. I don't know how we met, but I think
me neither. It was very natural.
Yeah, we started to message, and I started to watch Sergio YouTube channel, because it is very interesting, because he explained very well a lot of techniques, and you can play a very hard song or a very hard composition that I already played, but there are always details, there are always things that you can learn, and I learned a lot with Sergio with this.
Oh no, come on.
Yeah, of course, yeah. For sure, this is not a lie. And actually, my students, I have a class with we have 4 Hurdy Gurdy students, and I talk a lot about Sergio work. Like, please follow Sergio, go to his YouTube, because if you have any kind of doubt, you will find there. I use a lot. I think it's really important, and his work is very important on his website and so on. It's very important to have a guy who have this kind of preoccupation, to gather all the material, all the interesting material. And I think since Sergio start this Hurdy Gurdy movement, everything is more active, about Hurdy Gurdy. Suddenly, this is a movement, and I think this is very important. Like, we have like the guitar geeks, we are the Hurdy Gurdy geeks.
I am the Hurdy Gurdy geek.
Yeah. Of course, and what I think it's well, when we talk about rock and all those modern instruments like drums and so on, it's how can I say, there are a lot of material already. You can learn
Really a
with
lot,
everybody, with everybody. So, but in our instruments, we can say our instruments, but in this world, it's not so easy like that, to find good. Let's if you just write on YouTube like electric guitar lesson with John Petrucci, you have like 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours like John Petrucci talking about the picking and this and that. And I want to learn Zakk Wylde style, or I want to learn anything, But this, if you just write something like Afghan Rhubarb lesson, or maybe if you write like Arab oud lesson, there it will appear a lot of bad lessons. You know what I mean? So I think this is really important to have people that dedicate to their daily routine to this movement. Actually, we have joined the pieces of the Hurdy Gurdy was Sergio. He said it.
Yes.
So this gives a possibility of people who don't have like a big amount of money to spend on these very expensive Hurdy Gurdys. So all this movement, I think it's excellent. So and I love to meet people that really do good things, that are active. Actually, I live like that. We have this will of doing things permanently. And when I met someone like this, I want to be in contact, because it's like I recognize it. So you're like me, I'm like you. So it makes sense to keep in contact. Not like, oh no, this guy is a very good player, so I don't want to meet him. And there are a lot of people like that. I'm
really?
not
No,
like that.
I always the opposite. Come on.
Yeah, me too. Actually, with David, the
Yes.
David. Actually was very, very cool, because how we met was more or less the same. Was a guy from Portugal here met David in France, and he when he arrived here in Portugal, my friend called me like, oh man, I was in France, I met this guy, he was playing a big Hurdy Gurdy, and I was remember you like, oh, Ruben, he also plays Hurdy Gurdy. So and then I started to talk with him, and the guy asked, oh, you're from Portugal? Yes. Oh, I know a guy that plays Hurdy Gurdy, is Ruben Monteiro. And I'm his, and think about this, I'm his fan. Like, and when he talked, and I was like, you are joking. You are only. It's only possible for you to be joking with me, because I'm a humble, player. So I can't believe that he's a great player and he's my friend. Okay. And it was like that, and I was very ashamed, like. Oh. So there was one day I went to France with Albaluna to play, and David was there in the same spot, and I was and we just opened our arms like we never talked before, but it was like this brotherhood. So, and I told you, I'm very happy to meet you, because I want to tell you that I am your fan. You know what I mean? Like, I love your work. And he was like, I'm your fan too, so let's be friends. I think this is beautiful to be able to really enjoy the other guys' work, and be able to really to learn with him and teach something and share, because this is, I think, put away the things that may how can I say, I don't know how to put it in words, but you know what I mean. It's like, I always prefer, and it's genuine, to when I recognize people that live like me, so we are brothers. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way. I think with Sergio was more or less the same. We didn't met physically, but I feel that that contact. I know. That,
I feel it too, of course.
Yeah, so it's natural.
Well, when we do the Hurdy Gurdy Cafe tour, we'll have to stop through Portugal. Would that be on the way there, Sergio?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
you have a place to stay here.
Well, I went to YouTube and I looked up Afghan Hubab lesson, and you're number 10 that comes up on that, by the way. Yeah.
Lesson. I'm not teaching anything.
Well, that's what came up. That's when Sergio was typing on the computer. I had sent him a message saying, "How do you spell that?" Because I wasn't quite getting it right. Well, so one of the things that I'm curious about is your use of effects and electronics with the Hurdy Gurdy. How do you approach that when you're working with the Hurdy Gurdy and effects?
Okay, so as I started as a electric guitar player, I have
pedals.
Yeah, it's terrific. My collection it's huge, and I actually all my birthday gifts, all my Christmas gifts for my parents, and this kind. If you ask them, it will be, it will be your birthday. What is your pedal this time? You know what I mean? It's like when I was a kid, I didn't want toys. I wanted pedals. So I have a lot. So I started to use many different. I tried many different things, but nowadays I used actually my Hurdy Gurdy. It's a César Loureiro Sobral Hurdy Gurdy. So I have 3 microphones. Actually, it's one piezo for the trumpet, and then 1 microphone for the chanters, and another one for the drone. So, and I have 2 possibilities. That is one with 1 jack, regular jack on the head. I will bring all the mix. Okay, it's more practical, when I play live in the big stage. But I have also the possibility to bring a 3-pin cable, three jacks,
right?
And I can manage different chains. Mm-hmm. So when I play with Albaluna, which is more ensemble, big band playing, I use only chanter and trumpet. I don't use drone. So most of the times I use different types of reverbs, different types of delays. I love phase. Actually, I have it's not here, but I have a Phase 90 by it's an Eddie Van Halen.
Yep.
Actually. Give me 1 second and I will bring.
Come on, bring it.
Sure.
Bring the pedals.
So
Ryan, yes, tell me.
No, you tell me first. I'll remember.
Yes, I am starting to get into the pedal world, and it's like wow, Ruben, come on! It's a bucket full of pedals.
Actually, this is the pedals that I still use, because I have other pedals that I don't use much. But here, essentially, at the studio, I use to record guitars or bass, or depends. And
yes.
So I'm a huge wah.
The Morley wow, but horsey.
Yes. Let me see. I have other, but I know what it is.
So the wah works pretty well with the Hurdy Gurdy then? I was curious about that.
Actually, my beloved Crybaby. Oh, it's there. Okay.
The Crybaby, yeah?
Always on the spot. Yeah.
Always.
My main weapons, let's call it like that, to play Hurdy Gurdy with Albaluna, which is like the chanters and the trumpet go together in the same mix, because it's more practical, because I play often with very simple wireless
connector.
This is very, very cheap. and if it ruins, you know, if it broke,
get another one.
Yes, another one. So I used big wireless systems like from Sennheiser and Shure with my guitars, but they somehow they started to bring noise and so on, and I quit for many years. And for about 3 years, I found this. Let's give it a try, and it works perfectly. And
what brand is it?
This is X Vive.
Okay.
It's very, very cheap. This is like, I don't know, 150 euros, something like this, or even less. But I just put this. They didn't call it this wireless. This is like it's kind of jack, wireless jack or something. So you know, it's two pieces like this. So it's like one you put on the pedal and the other on the instrument. So you put this on the head of the Hurdy Gurdy, and you can see that you are playing with any kind of.
Of course.
It's very cool. It's very cool. Very cool. So, and since I play different instruments, it's very easy to took this off. I put on my pocket, and I change the instrument, and I put this on another instrument. Let's go.
And just go with the same chain.
Just
Eh?
go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's easy. But so to use with Albaluna and with this setup, I think it's my simple setup. I use a lot of phase 90. You know, this is a phaser from MXR. This is a beautiful phaser. You know, it's very intense, and it's really beautiful the way that it brings. On the guitar, it sounds like the perfect phase for me, and I tried this on Hurdy Gurdy, and it also works very well because it's very active. Sometimes I like to use Hurdy Gurdy with chords, you know, to sing, because I'm the singer of the band.
Okay, yes.
And so sometimes I'm playing like one chord to sing, and I like this kind of tool, like wow. During the
Wow, you're the human phaser.
I want to explain the difference, but you know
This
what I
is
mean?
what a phaser is. This is the best way of explaining what a phaser is.
Yeah. Wow. But it's not like the wah, you know. So I use these actually for lead moments, like solo moments. If you put the phase like in the minimum, you know, it will be a very slow wave. So it will bring a different texture. It's almost as a different instrument. And with the trumpet, it also have a nice effect because you have this rhythm thing. So the rhythm always appears like it's always with a different.
It's like moving. The trumpet sound
it's
moves a bit. No?
It's not always like. It will change. It's not.
No, that's a great idea. I think that's
fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just to try that, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, phase 90. I use. I have two main wahs for guitars and for this instrument, but this for many years I use Morley Bad Horsey. This is from Steve Vai, which is one of my favorite guitar players in the world, and this is a very cool because it has a big range. This is very old. I don't know, but I think I have this for 20 years more or less. Was my first pedal, I think. So this is why it's so old and so on. So and I used to play in clubs, and so a lot of beer and wine around, and he's still alive. You have this is a big range, okay, and it's you can it's kind of automatic. It brings the pedal just like this, you know.
Right.
So it's a kind of a cool thing to, like, you can just press and do this kind of things, you know. and it's not so aggressive as a Crybaby, you know. Morley is very, you know, when you turn off the Crybaby in any instrument, you know there is a Crybaby there, you know. But with Morley, it's like, okay, this is your natural sound with wah, you know what I mean?
Right.
So when I want to use more gentle wah, I use this. When I want something really aggressive, this is the Zakk Wylde Crybaby, you know. I had a problem. I was touring with a band and I had a problem with this. So I went into a store, to a music shop, and I asked the guy, "Oh, what is the cheapest wah pedal that you have?" And the guy said, "Well, this one. This is the Jim Dunlop Crybaby." "Oh, and this is the cheapest one?" Yes. Okay, so let's try it. And it is very, very aggressive, you know. Like this is the range. It's you know, it's small.
Very small,
but
yeah.
it's, when you turn it on, it's like wow. It's very, very aggressive, you know. So I love this pedal. I use it a lot with the electric guitar, but with Hurdy Gurdy, I use this a lot. Especially there is a song with Albaluna. It's not from this album, Heptad, but from 2019. It's Amor Irei Desgosto. I can send you the link later.
Yes.
Yeah, send me the link. Because I've got a Crybaby in my basement, and I want to know if I should get it out.
Okay. And I use this all the riffs, all the main melodies are with the Crybaby. I use this a lot, and also for leads and so on. And actually, I recorded Hurdy Gurdy solo for a band in I don't know, somewhere. I don't know, Bangkok, a band from Bangkok, something like this, and they asked me, it was a metal band, and they asked me heavy solo with Hurdy Gurdy. So, okay, I used this pedal and this pedal. So, and I played very aggressive and very, you know, so this pedal, it's actually a dual overdrive, and I use this a lot also. This is from Vox. I don't know if they still made this instrument, this pedal. Actually, it was a guy that was recording in my studio at that time many years ago, and I loved the pedal, and he just sold it to me, you know. So we have, this is like two similar overdrives, but you can boost one of those. You can choose, and it's with a valve, tube valve. Okay, so it's very warm. It's a very warm sound. So every time that I need to bring some extra punch, or even, I don't know if you ever tried this, but this was a trick that I learned with Kevin Moore, which was the first keyboard player from Dream Theater. I don't know if you...
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You know, this guy, if you listen Dream Theater many years ago, the piano sound was quite cool for that time. You know, it was a sampler. It was not really a real sound.
Right.
So the guy he just wrote in somewhere like to give more strength and power to and to give this more natural sound to the piano MIDI style. If you add a little bit overdrive, but with no drive, just level. Yeah. So most of the time I use this if I want a more fat sound. I quit the gain, okay, and I use more volume. So somehow you will bring more middle and a little bit bass. You can use a tone. I know, yeah, I like the way it sounds. So I can use this as a boost pedal, like I used in my guitar, but for Hurdy Gurdy to have like a solo channel, okay? And I can have two options: one without any gain, and another channel with more gain if you want to exaggerate a little bit. Nice. So this is my. I need to play with this, but I also use, this is not an effect, but it's very useful, which is also from Steve Vai, Little Alligator. It's a volume pedal. Okay, you can control the volume of the instrument and actually use this kind of volume stool like a violin.
Wow, nice, eh?
Right, to bring to give more dynamics. Then I have a lot of chorus and I don't know.
He's a true collector, eh?
Yeah.
So I use this many times also. It's
MXR?
Yeah, it's a compressor. It's like very well known also. But and tremolo, many things.
Tremolo also, eh?
Yeah,
Nice,
but
nice.
now this is the Giga delay this is amazing because you have a lot of different delays in stereo.
Ah.
But now was something that I just found. But it's not a new machine. It's not new. Actually, I just bought this in second hand, but I found this very, very impressive. This is the TC Helicon voice.
Oh, voice live. You use it for the Hurdy Gurdy.
Yeah. Now actually, I use this for everything, and I can explain. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I've never seen that before. So what?
This is a vocal processor.
Oh, okay.
But actually, this is not only a vocal processor.
Ah, this is the dual
Because
one. The
you
one
have-
for guitar and voice.
Yes, you have one chain for vocal that will enter here and it will come out from there. But you have other only for the instrument. It will input here and will output there. So 2 chains in the same machine, one for the vocal and another for the instruments. So what I do is I have my vocal in stereo and my instruments in stereo with reverbs and delays, and I can manage everything with my feet. Okay, and if you have the patience to program it, it will be very effective. And you can save each patch with different values and so on for the different instruments. You know what I mean? So because you may pass through these if you play different instruments. The guys, the sound engineers, they don't know what the hell are these instruments, and how they should sound. So
Where do you blow?
so I just ask, please keep it flat, and I will work with this all day.
Right.
So nowadays I use the TC Helicon reverbs and delays, and and then the compressors work very well, and equalizers only.
Nice.
Then I use before entering here, I use wah, overdrive, and maybe phase before. So this is a kind of a brain that is really, really cool to use, and it's very. And I can play only with this machine. I don't need the wah, I don't need the overdrive, I don't need anything. If I need to go by plane to a place, I just bring this small processor and it's okay. Because from many years I became tired of bring all the pedals, and I was really crazy with the pedals, all my pedal boards were like. Then I found this small, this is Moore. So I decided to create a small board with these small pedals, and I bought a lot because they are cheap. So these like preamps and power amps and everything, but it's like it's a lot of pedals that I need, and
Ruben tried everything for us, so
Yes.
actually
he knows what is good.
Well, before we go any further, we're going to come back with that because I've got some questions on that. But let's take a quick break here to listen to the second song, and this is KUKERI, Starceska, or Râčenica. Is that correct?
David, actually, with the guy that we were talking about.
Oh,
yeah, David.
Okay.
David.
Okay. Well, let's have a listen then. We'll come back. We'll come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. welcome back, everyone, to season 2. And I believe, if I've got this worked out correctly, this is episode 8 of the Hurdy Gurdy Café podcast. We're here again with Ruben Monteiro. Yeah. And there we are. And we've been talking about pedals. And a quick question I had, because I've been thinking about doing some pedal work, and I thought about putting just some basic reverb on the Chanters, because the Gurdy that I have from Barnaby, it allows me to split, like you're talking about, the trumpet, the Chanters.
I didn't talk about that there. I only talk about the if you put everything together.
Oh, okay.
I want to explain you how I use if I play alone in my solo shows.
Okay.
You can ask.
Sure. Well, I was curious about putting like an octafuzz on the trumpet, the phaser on the drones, and just some nice reverb on the Chanters. Do you think that would work?
Yeah, I think different ways of bringing the sound of the Hurdy Gurdy will always work differently. Mm-hmm. I talk a lot with David, from KUKERI, a lot about this. We talked about using different effects and so on, and I was like, when my next solo show, I will use one wah for the drone and another wah for the Chanters. So, and I was like, but I tried it. At that time, I had some problems in my amplification. In my drone, there was a strange buzz sound, so I didn't get the effect that I wanted. But I think you should always try whatever you
just try and see how it works.
Because I don't know, because all the pickups or the microphones will work in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So many times when I play alone, I use a loop machine. Nowadays I'm using this Voice Live because it has also a loop machine with the 3 phrases, I think. So and I try to bring all the mix to the machine, but you can make different chains through the different channels,
Mm-hmm.
But the last time that I was able to do this kind of experimentation, I used an overdrive on the drone,
right.
Super overdrive, the yellow pedal from Boss. I don't know if you know this. So because I wanted to have some overdrive also on the Chanters with this, and other overdrive on the drones, and it works quite well because it brings some roar to the drone.
Mm-hmm.
It was not only that low bass. It was more like I like these things, but my microphones are very sensitive, so I cannot use too much gain.
Because you get feedback soon.
Feedback, yeah. Mm-hmm. That is the main problem. But yes, and essentially my biggest chain is always on the Chanters.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I will get more work with the fingers and so on. I don't know, a lot of delays.
All right.
Yes.
Well, Sergio, did you have any specific questions that you wanted to ask?
Yes, now
today?
that we are talking about pedals, and I am starting to geek a little bit with pedals right now. So I was curious if you ever tried like octavers or whammy pedals with the Hurdy Gurdy.
Well, octaver I tried, yes, but I'm not a huge fan of this kind of effects, because I think I didn't found yet the right octaver that really follow your playing. It always like
oh no. Okay.
A lot, and actually I tried the Voice Live octaver, and it was quite good if you play slowly, you know what I mean, like it, more or less. But if you start to but I think maybe for the drone it will work cool.
Yes, or a harmonizer, these kind of things maybe for the drones.
Yes, but always they will always work better if you play slowly, you know, because
Okay.
I never. It's the same with the guitar and so on. It will always have this glitch. You know?
Yeah.
It ruins a little bit your playing.
I see.
Well,
Yeah.
but
very
you know,
good.
David, he used whammy a lot. He told me. He used, yeah. As I think as harmonizer. Yeah.
Okay, I will talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the whammy, is that the pitch shifter? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, you can use it as this wham.
Yeah.
Or as harmonizer
You know,
also.
Oh.
or as an harmonizer. Yeah. It's
Okay.
very famous for that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I
Well,
never tried one. Yeah.
when you're working with the Hurdy Gurdy, I'm kind of curious. How did you develop your way of playing in particular?
Well, this is a very important question because well, I love Bulgarian music since I remember, and I start to listen a lot of Hurdy Gurdy players, you know, like Efren, Gregory Jolivet, and I don't know, many players, but always and I'm a good watcher, you know what I mean. I see a lot of like I did when I was kid, watching my favorite guitar players. You know that somehow I think that, imitation. It's something that in our world it's like, oh, you don't want to imitate. You know, it's like you want to be unique. And this is something that is true. We want to be, all of us, we want to be the only guy in the world doing that. But I think everything starts with imitating, you know. And this is my conviction. How do you learn how to speak your language? It's by you start to imitate, you know. So I think was that I started to as a you know when I play electric guitar, people say, oh, you look like Zakk Wylde here. Oh, you look like Steve Vai there. Oh,
I said that.
You look like that. But and suddenly you look, this look like you playing, like mixing all of these things. So I think we as musician in any kind of free, we are talking about free musician, not like classical that you want to play that exactly. Just want to be a free musician and play your own style. I think starting by imitating, it's very important. And I think that's how I started. And so I started somehow imitating my heroes, my Hurdy Gurdy heroes, you know what I mean? So, and I think that is something that that have different degrees. First, you are imitating because you want to learn. Then you will use your heroes as your inspiration, you know, and you see this inspiration thing happening in many different genres and styles, you know. So I think was that, of course, I search for teachers, you know, of course, but I don't know. I try to import all this knowledge from all these instruments and all these different musical genres and musical styles. Somehow I try to import to Hurdy Gurdy. Okay, so after I imitate, after I learn the basic rules, after I tried to play Hurdy Gurdy how it should be played, you know. After that, I think I started to import these all this material from everything. This, I think I will develop my way of playing forever because. But it's something that I do in it's not something that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It's I think it's a humble process. You know, it's just like playing. You know, just like that.
Yeah, and so when you're pulling in these Balkan and Middle Eastern influences, is it a natural thing? Does it just kind of like come out when you're composing or when you're playing, or do you have to actually work to kind of pull all this together with what you do?
Yes, I think it's like that. You know, well, I'm a huge fan of Turkish music, huge. and Bulgarian Balkan music, and I listen a lot of I don't know. So and I love gaida, you know, the Bulgarian
bagpipe.
So I think somehow we can try to imitate it. That was something that I take with Efren Lopez. Was this kind of actually I felt in love with Hurdy Gurdy because the Kopanica from Lambda Folk from the version, right? It was actually the first time that I shared a video of me playing Hurdy Gurdy. I talked about this, like, this is a very emotional, important moment for me, because the first song that really makes me get in love with Hurdy Gurdy was that song, was Kopanica, which is a Bulgarian song, and you know, that's how I started. So somehow it was always there, this Hurdy Gurdy and Bulgarian music. Actually, with David, was something that makes us being together. It's our passion for approaching to the Hurdy Gurdy with these Balkan influences, you know. So and this there are a lot of techniques like the shakma from Turkish music and balama and oud and so on. And somehow we try to import that in Hurdy Gurdy instead of well-defined notes. Instead of trying to bring this kind of I don't know, this flow. I don't know how to call it, but
Yes.
there are a lot of amazing Hurdy Gurdy players who also have this idea. Of course, I'm not new on this. Of course, I'm just a follower. But that is something that really you know, makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you play with another Hurdy Gurdy player, right? I mean, that's how does that merge? Does it work pretty well when in your mind, or do you have to really think about some things to make that happen?
Actually, it was very cool, you know, because when we met, we started to play like together, and I shared some songs with him. He shared some songs with me, and we were very happy, you know, to have this Hurdy Gurdy conversation. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about like David visit me and making this video and so on, we were not quite sure what was going to happen. So we decided to use only one trumpet, because otherwise it was like
too much, maybe.
Yeah, too much was. We tried many different versions, but the most incredible thing was we decided, okay, we will play this melody, and we will create something new, like your section and my section. It was very cool, because the vision that we have of composing something in that sound was the same. So I think nowadays when I listen to the song, I don't know what was my part and was his part of creating. It all makes sense. It was very cool.
Right.
Nice.
And the techniques we changed, like, oh, I will do like this, I will do like that. I think was automatic, you know, was very, very cool. Like, actually we want to continue this, because we started this project in February before the coronavirus, and then it just appeared this thing, and just ruined our plans. But we want to record another song, but you know, we have been struggling of surviving.
Right.
So there is not too much time, and we are always trying to find a way, and Zoom meetings and so on. But I think it was very, very automatic.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I'm always bringing this theme, but I think it is something that really defines what I do, and I import a lot of techniques from rock and metal and so on, and I look at this two Hurdy Gurdy project as a two guitars project, you know. I don't know. I forgot the name of the band. Animals as Leaders. I don't know.
Oh, Tosina Basin. Nice.
Yeah, this kind of two heavy guitars. We tried this approach with two Hurdy Gurdys was the first approach, but I think it was like that, two big Hurdy Gurdys, low tuning low and and with a very good drummer. I think it was so we panned the instruments like one on one side. Well, I don't know, it was quite easy for us because David is also a huge fan of progressive rock and
you can tell. Yes.
So it was easy. It's like Sergio. It was we talk and it's easy. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's in I think it's in our imagination already. If you know what I mean.
Probably yes.
Yes, I don't know.
Well, Sergio, you always have one question that you want to ask someone before we finish up. So, do you want to fire away, or do you have another one?
My question. I have many questions for Ruben as always, but do you want to? Okay, I can make my question.
Yes.
Give us like your the top players, Hurdy Gurdy players that influenced you, or the ones that you like the most.
Top. Okay, let's say Efren Lopez, yeah, for sure, of course. But for Efren, I can tell you, for Balama, Wood, Chabab,
for everything,
a big influence, and he knows it. Gregory Jolivet, it's one of my, my biggest. Each clip that he just shared, I'm always like, wow, how can he do that? Well, there are many others. I don't know, like I love Oscar Fernandes. He's an amazing teacher and an amazing guy, and he's an amazing musician. But my top three, I think, will be this. And Guillaume Duska, of course, he's a crazy player, and Johannes from
Johannes. Yes.
I don't know. I don't have a top. My top three are 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, they're all good. Like, that's the problem.
But I love a lot of people. I love how Sergio plays and so on. What can I say? It's like there are so many, but people who really influenced me. These two, Gregory, a friend, and
awesome.
Excellent. Well, before we go out, the final tune that we want to feature today is one that you wrote, Lauranitza. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say about this tune before we?
Very special piece. Very special.
Yeah. What can I say? It was so. I was so humble, and I was very genuine when I created this song. It was a tribute to I don't know, to my daughter, because my daughter, her name is Laura. So and to tribute to the Lauranitza rhythm.
11.
So it's like a mix, Laura and Lauranitza. And it was very special moment because there was a time when I started to dream about Hurdy Gurdy, and I was always like joining money, and gathering money for this. But I had a car crash, I was very afraid of dying, at that time. It was very dramatic. Now I make life of it, but it was a really scary moment. So I spent all my money in a new car, So no Hurdy Gurdy. But there was a moment where a friend, after many years, he called me. Oh, I know a very cheap Hurdy Gurdy in second or in third hand, and was really cheap. And I don't care if the Hurdy Gurdy, what it is, I will.
Works.
I want it. So that's how I started. So my first thing was, I don't care. I want to learn Kopanica, that lambda folk version. I want to learn it. So it was my first thing. I was that one and Low Man's Lyric from Metallica. After that, I don't care. This was my dream. So, and when I started to look seriously to the instrument, you know, when you bought an instrument, you are like just like a kid, you know, like, you know what I mean? After that moment, when I start to look seriously to the instrument, you know, I want to compose something. I want to I just, you know, my daughter was very small, and I spent a lot of time trying to make her smile because she was crying all the time with, you know, with pains, and she was very small. It's like all the parents are the same. You cannot sleep. So I was just playing Hurdy Gurdy for her, and I started to develop the melodies. You know what I mean? So. And later, when I just got my new Hurdy Gurdy, I think was the year when she born, or the year after, so 2017. So she was very small, and with Cesar we have a big friendship also. And when I just went to pick my new Hurdy Gurdy, I told Cesar, I want to make a beautiful video with a song and so on, but this is my first video and my first recording.
Oh, wow.
I think this is very hard for me. I don't know if I can make this, you know. This is very hard. And I want to the entire song was composed in D, in Ré, you know, because it was very easy, you know. The keyboard was very easy to me at that point, and I wanted to change this to play in Do, in C, and you know, my personal study things, you know, this at that moment was very hard for me. So I transport everything to playing that keys and so on, and it was a really huge challenge to record it properly and so on and so on. Then we make a video and blah blah blah, and then okay, I was really not afraid, if you know what I mean, but I was like, oh, this will be my first time that I will appear as a Hurdy Gurdy player, you know. So there was a very delicate moment, and then suddenly I just, okay, will be right now, and I put the video on the Facebook and YouTube, and it was a lot of people send me messages. I can't believe this is, you know, people start to talk with me. Oh no, I'm a Hurdy Gurdy player from Japan, and I love this song. You know, Johannes, I didn't know that he actually exists, from Symbio, Johannes, you know. And he sent me a message, hello, I love this song, can you send me the sheet music? And I was, I didn't know who was this guy, and many other people was like, okay, so I think this, well, they like the song, so okay, so I will never forget this moment, you know, that and this video was, and this video was in the Portuguese national television.
Oh wow!
Really?
You know, I play everything that I can, everything that I want. I can play an electric guitar. I can play all the songs from Steve Vai, Dream Theater, and so on. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about me. And then I made one song with Hurdy Gurdy, with the Bulgarian rhythm and so on, and it was very emotional for me. And there was a guy talking about this guy from Torres Vedras and so on, a big hair. I don't have that big hair, but you know, like, this guy is a young guy. He played this strange instrument and so on, and I cried a lot. You know, I cannot believe this. It was very
nice.
It was a very, very emotional moment in my life around this song. You know, I never thought that it was, you know, this kind of impact. So we made this version that you will share is the first version of the song. Okay. And now we have a new version on this new album from Albaluna. It was so important, this song, that I decided to bring this song to Albaluna and to share with all the team, because we are a very special team, because we are family and we live nearby, and we really fight every day for our band. So this song became very important for all the team. Mm-hmm. So, and all the team was, we want to play this song, bring this song to the band. And I said, well, okay, let's let's make our version. So, and everything became more, the song became much more cool because, you know, the mother, Carla, the mother of my child, she played Ney.
The Ney.
Ney. So, and the no, everybody, like the Tiago, the drummer, he wanted to play Copanizza and so on. And everybody was very, very emotional with the song because it's every time we play the song, we feel that energy, you know, like that family energy.
Very good.
That's why I choose the song. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, here we go then. So, Ruben, it was wonderful to have you on the podcast. Thank you for being here.
It was very good, Ruben.
And as always, good to see you again, Sergio. All right. Well, let's have.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let's have a listen, and we'll see you next time on the Hurdy Gurdy Cafe. Never mind. I'm doing my best.
Toby. You remember with Toby? Whenever Ryan was trying to pronounce something in French, he was like, shh.
Yeah.